Hello, I'd like to share with you a short session continuing the theme of the praying in color, and I'm coming with hearts today, doing a heart check. And we're going to do three steps for this. In the first one, I'm going to ask you to take a page and divide it into, let's say, 20 spaces. So I'm going to do 2, 4. I'm going to do 4 by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Okay. I'm just making a pretty simple grid. So with hearts, a very traditional symbol, one that has historic ancient roots. I just sort of collected a few of the things that I have around that are hearts. This one is a stone that has a carving into it, 10,000 Villages purchase that I keep around. Shouldn't have to be reminded to smile, but sometimes you just need to be reminded to smile, and things change when you smile. So I'm keeping this out on my workspace so that it will remind me on a regular basis. The merino style glass bead that has been put on this bookmark. An art colleague made this gift that I keep, that hangs. I like it because it twirls when there's a little bit of movement, so the movement of the heart. And then I purchased these a number of years ago at an art, I think it was at an art show at an art education conference, but the artist is Thomas Mann, M-A-N-N. And these little pendants reminded me of the Mexican milagros, sort of tokens that are traditional spiritual folk art in Mexico, often connected with the Catholic Church. So these beads just had a beauty to them and spoke to me. So, all very different hearts. So the challenge on this grid of 20 is to come up with 20 different hearts. They might be inspired by these. They can come from your imagination. Any way you want to interpret heart. Okay? So I don't have a timer for myself, but maybe about 2 minutes. And grabbing a timer real quick, because otherwise I don't have a good sense of time. So I'm just going to set a 2-minute timer, and I'm going to see how many different hearts I can come up with. And I encourage you to do the same thing. Again, if you're influenced and inspired by a heart that you have in your personal space, a special piece of jewelry, an object that you connect with that inspires one of your hearts or more, please incorporate it into your 20. So here we go. And that's the end of my 2 minutes, and I didn't quite get through all of them. But I'm gonna let them be, and I'm gonna add my remaining. And I just realized that this is not actually a grid of 20. Right, we're gonna work on my math. So I've got out a couple different tools here, and I encourage you to find tools in colors and that you have been exploring that make you feel happy, that remind you of love, that remind you of smile, that remind you of companionship. And I just have to, I can't help myself since I said that. Yeah, gotta make it look like a smile. All right. I love pink. It's one of my colors. I'm going to challenge myself to incorporate a little purple in there as well. So I've grabbed that, and sort of and maybe your colors are going to be about hope. I would encourage you to go with where you're with like what colors are, about hope and positivity in this moment, right? Because we're looking for growth away from those negative things. So finding a place of peace, of hope, of love, of smiles. So I'm going to stick with these colors, and I might add in a little bit of this neon green, just because that says growth to me. And then on this page, I'm going to create a composition, and I am going to focus on one large heart and pick one of these from over on that side to sort of enlarge, and maybe some of these other ones will happen around it. I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm just going to play with that. And while I'm playing, I'm thinking a bit about that idea of hope. I'm really trying to bring that out in my heart as well. So, all right. So it could be one of your traditional ones. It could be one of your unique, maybe a combination. I'm going to go with my unique, just because. And I'm going to try to use much of the page, filling that. And then I'm thinking about patterns that can go inside, words that could go inside. So it could be words that are legible, readable, could be words that are unreadable. So I'm hiding those words in there. And just going to play with those things and those connections. And maybe there are some hearts that are going to grow out of this one. Since I've got that smile that I'm thinking about, I'm just going to put it in there, and then I'm going to play with it. And I want another pen. So this is my Pentel brush pen. You can get them at Michael's. You can get them on Amazon. I want to say this was about $20 maybe. Came with refills. The refills are like this. You pull it out and click this one back into place. But it's nice for coloring in things. And with this lettering right now, the technique I'm using is to emphasize the downstroke of each letter. So I've just traced out, so coming up, this is my down, here's an up. I didn't quite get that. It's all right. It's mine. It's in my book. Doesn't matter. And as I'm making the marks, the process of making the marks themselves, the meditative concentration, is itself an opportunity for prayer. So each stroke, each line is an opportunity. Who do I need to smile at more? When do I need to smile more? What things make me smile? You might extend this smile idea on another page. A challenge that I'm going to be working on tomorrow is a list of 50 things, 50 things that make me smile. So I might be thinking and feeling gratitude in this prayer moment. And I'm not rushing because it is a prayer, and for the purpose of this demonstration, I am going to set a timer for another 5 minutes of demonstration, but I encourage you to work without a timer other than for maybe the brainstorming, because the idea of the brainstorming is try to think quickly. So and I am using a watercolor, water-soluble pencil for those words. So if I decide later to add water to this, it will cause them to bleed a little bit, to run. And these Tombow markers are also water-based. They're nice because they have a very fine point, and the other end is a brush pen. You can buy them individually, or you can buy sets of them at Michael's and online. These two are the Jelly Roll Metallic Sakura brand. Also comes in sets and individuals at most craft stores. And again, online, you can get almost all of these, you know, everywhere. And they are a permanent, so they are not going to run if they get wet. They will stay wet for a minute though, so I'm gonna try to not get my hand on them. So I'm also, as I'm doing this, I'm thinking about color choices a little bit. Some of it's sort of just impromptu, but I'm also, as I'm doing it, I'm trying to balance. I try to put a couple in a couple different places. If I'm going to have something be the dominant color, I usually do more of that. So that might be something that I'll do. And I might pick one of these that I've already done and come back and add more of it. And by dominant, it's going to happen more times. Or it's going to be darker than everything else, or it's going to be larger than everything else. So it really stands out. So as I'm going along, each of these again could also be an unnamed prayer for specific people that I want to wish well and wish love. And this is the Flair Papermate. Repetition of a type of mark will also create some unity within your image. So while I'm repeating the hearts, I'm also repeating spirals, sort of to get that sense of connection. So, and I'm going to connect this with this heart here and just put like a flower petal type pattern here behind. And as I go through the day, I may not finish it all in one sitting. I may need to take a rest and come back to it and continue to add prayers and well wishes. I might want to come back and add sort of songs. These are a little bit like, right? Little mini prayers. So this is my Praying in Color heart check. And I hope you find a heart that helps you smile today. Thanks.